10 U.S. cities with largest homeless populations. Homelessness in the U.S. is an overwhelming challenge. In spite of all efforts to control the menace, it has continued to be a complicated problem. Since the 2016 low, chronic homelessness has risen in the United States by about 65%. As of January 2022, over 500,000 people were in one form of homelessness or the other every single night. This disturbing figure from the annual Homelessness Assessment Report informs the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's funding decisions. In the major cities, unsheltered homelessness especially has increased. Homelessness in U.S. cities is what we are considering in our video today. Here are the 10 U.S. cities with the largest homeless populations for your consideration and information. 10. Denver, Colorado. Okay, we want to begin with Denver. As you likely know, it's the capital of the U.S. state of Colorado. It also doubles as the most populous city in the state with a population of 715,522. Denver is the 19th most populous city in the U.S., and it's the 5th most populous state capital. The year 2020 was the first time the population of homeless people in Denver reportedly doubled. It's been observed that people of color make up an excessively high percentage of the homeless population. Denver currently has almost 7,000 people living on the streets. This situation arises from poverty, joblessness, substance abuse, and domestic violence. For example, over 400 homeless people live on the streets with their families in badly open areas, unused buildings, abandoned cars, and under bridges. The estimated homeless rate in Denver is 9.7 per 1,000 residents, while homelessness increased by 13% between 2020 and 2022. 9. San Francisco, California. This is the first of the 6 Californian cities on this list of 10 U.S. cities with the largest homeless populations. Well, all those who know one or two things about California would not be surprised that as many as 6 cities in the state are among the 10 with the largest homeless population. It is a known fact that California has a serious issue with homelessness. And if the state is able to work its way out of this crisis, the country would have solved its homelessness challenge by more than 50%. San Francisco currently has about 7,754 homeless population, with an estimated rate of 9.5 homeless persons per 1,000 residents of this city, which is a Northern Californian commercial, financial, and cultural center. 8. San Diego, California. Yes, we told you earlier, you can expect more cities with large homeless populations from the Golden State. Now, our next destination is San Diego, the second most populous city in California. With an estimated population of 1.3 million, San Diego is the 8th most populous in the United States. That is quite a huge population for a total area of 372.42 square miles. Hence, the population density of 4,255.96 residents per square mile is not totally unexpected. And you know, cities with huge populations and high population densities are no strangers to homelessness. San Diego has 8,427 homeless individuals as of the last check. The estimated rate of homelessness in the city is 6.1 per 1,000 residents. Between 2020 and 2022, the city experienced a 10% increase in the rate of homelessness. 7. Phoenix, Arizona. Let us travel to the southwestern state of Arizona. Its capital and largest city, Phoenix, has its own fair share of homelessness. With 1,608,139 residents, as per the 2020 U.S. Census, Phoenix is the most populous city in the state and the 5th most populous in the country. It is interestingly the most populous state capital in the United States. In its total area of 519.28 square miles, there are about 9,026 homeless people. The rate of homelessness in the city is 5.6 per 1,000. The city witnessed about 22% increase in homelessness between 2020 and 2022. 6. Sacramento, California. We are back in California, this time in Sacramento. On the list of the 10 U.S. cities with the largest homeless populations, Sacramento's case is clearly noteworthy. As many as 9,278 individuals in Sacramento are experiencing one form of homelessness or the other, giving a rate of 17.7 homeless people per 1,000 residents. Sacramento, California experienced the fastest growing rate of homelessness between 2020 and 2022, with about a 68% increase. 5. Oakland, California. Yet in the state of California, we find Oakland in Alameda County. It is the most populous city in the county. With a 2020 population of 440,646, this city is the 8th most populous city in California. The city with the 5th busiest port in the U.S. and the busiest in California also has a high population of homeless. No thanks to its small land area, which is 55.93 square miles. Even with its total area of 78.03 square miles, it still has a very high population density of 7,878.53 per square mile. That explains why some 9,747 of its population are homeless. In fact, it has the highest rate of homelessness on this list, with 22.5 persons per 1,000 residents. It's not looking good for Oakland at all, as it experienced a 20% increase in the rate of homelessness between 2020 and 2022. 4. San Jose, California. This is the 5th city in California to be found on our list. It's a very populous city. With a 2020 population of 1,013,240, it's the 3rd most populous city in the state, smaller than only Los Angeles and San Diego. Even in the whole United States, it's the 12th most populous city. No city nears it in Northern California by both population and area. And in the Bay Area and its combined statistical area, it's the most populous city. Note also that all these people have to live in a total area of 181.36 square miles. Now, do the math, and this will give you a density of 5,684.69 individuals per square mile. While that may not be particularly awful, the density is still high. Therefore, San Jose has about 10,028 homeless population, with an estimated rate of 10.2 per 1,000. Homelessness has increased by 4% in the city between 2020 and 2022. 3. Seattle, Washington. Let us now go to the west coast of the country to analyze the next on this list of the 10 U.S. cities with the largest homeless populations. There we find Seattle, the seat of King County in Washington. The city, with an estimated 2022 population of 749,256, is the most populous city in the state of Washington, as well as in the Pacific Northwest region of North America. Cities with such huge populations cannot steer clear of homelessness. Thus, the city currently has about 13,368 homeless people on its streets, giving a rate of about 18.2 people per 1,000. Between 2020 and 2022, homelessness in the city increased by about 14%. 2. New York City, New York. We can't exclude New York City from a list like this. Officially called New York City or NYC, the city at the southern tip of New York State is by far the largest in the U.S. It is more than twice as populous as LA, the second largest city in the U.S. According to the 2020 census, it has a population of 8,804,190, and these people are crammed into a little over 300 square miles of land. This makes New York City the most densely populated major city in the country. Now, what do you expect of the home and accommodation situation in such a city? Would you be surprised if you were told that about 61,840 New Yorkers are homeless? But that's sadly the situation. This currently produces a rate of 7.3 homeless people per 1,000 residents of New York City. Number 1. Los Angeles, California. Now, the city of Los Angeles, as it is officially called, has the largest homeless population in the U.S. This is perfectly understandable. LA, as it is often referred to, is the largest city in the state of California by population, with roughly 3.9 million residents based on the 2020 U.S. Census. LA is the United States' second most populous city, behind only New York City. There was a 13% increase in the population of the homeless in Los Angeles County between 2019 and 2020, though the count was canceled because of the pandemic. This is an estimate of those experiencing some kind of homelessness at any given night in the county. That means the figure could be higher. However, between 2020 and 2022, the population has increased by over 2%. A source puts the figure of the homeless population at 65,111, with the rate of 19.9 homeless people per 1,000 residents. No wonder Californians are regularly greeted with headlines of anti-camping ordinances and other news of warnings and rulings against the causes and effects of homelessness in the state. The figures here are essentially from volunteers who manually canvass communities to survey homeless populations. Please kindly let us have your comments about these U.S. cities with the largest homeless populations. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.